traversing this ruined monastery, and at the top, found some like distraught monk guy who basically threw himself at us in seeking an honorable death, which we handedly delivered to him. I was most disappointed to learn that there was, in fact, no ancient knowledge to learn here. This concludes the recap.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That is certainly a recap.
I enjoyed it.
God damn it, Ruffles. I give you the fucking plot hook and you don't show up on time. I know you'll be hearing this, Ruffles, in the recording. Alright. But yeah, you guys are here on the top of this monastery. You can see the mountains all around you. Thrain, having left and been replaced by this guy that Ruffles brought in.
Who?
I don't know if he actually introduced his guy last week.
Exactly.
But there's a dude here now. And...
Well, no, there isn't.
No, definitely is. You just...
Hello?
You can't start dialogue with him.
I don't think he's loaded in properly.
We just keep bumping into his T-posed body until eventually, because it like keeps pushing him aside, we just bump him until he falls off the monastery.
Every time I try to talk to him, it's crashing my game.
Save file corruption error.
Yeah, you're actually supposed to meet this NPC earlier in the game, but if you come here first, the devs didn't account for it. So it attempts to load dialogue that's not there. I think there's something like that that you can have happen to you in Skyrim. I forget where.
I know it's a thing with the Witcher series. If you console command in an NPC that isn't supposed to be in that area, like, you cannot talk or interact with them at all.
No, I remember. It's in the Dark Brotherhood questline. There's a certain location where if you talk to Cicero and you haven't talked to him, like, at all prior to that, it'll just crash your game. Or at least it did on Xbox. I don't know if it does on PC.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Ah, Ruffles!
Looks like I'm not the only one.
Only one what?
Wait.
We were waiting for you.
We're sent.
Mm.
We don't need him. So
Alright, but yeah.
that recap, we didn't find any knowledge of note at this monastery?
Well, there's the stuff that you guys came across while exploring.
Yeah, what was that again? I know there was a statue of a panther and some other weird shit. Like an ogre?
Well,
Yeah, like we found items of like monetary value. I'm not saying we didn't find anything, but there were no like
monetary value. I missed that part.
But all the really like actually like useful things, like ancient knowledge of spell scrolls and world-ending power, that wasn't available.
Indeed. Those things were all destroyed by the dreaded paper-eating spider. Not spider, crab. the paper-eating paper crab.
You could have just said it was a moth.
It was a crab.
Mothman.
Crab man. There's no need to feel down, I said, Mothman. Lift that man off the ground.
That's
Sorry.
that's my new superhero alter ego, Captain Cancer.
All right. But yeah, no, there was very little knowledge to be found. It seems like there was a dragon that had previously raided this location.
Oh, yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah, the head monk seemed to have some personal beef.
Fucking bullshit jackass is what he was.
Well, he's dead.
Indeed.
Congratulations, the last Aarakocra on the campaign is dead. Genocide achievement unlocked.
Oh boy.
All right, but yeah, you guys are here on top of the monastery. Perhaps Ruffles would like to introduce his character to the party.
I'm adding all those changes. I just sat down.
Ah,
Well, I guess we begin like abseiling down the mountain then, because I really don't feel like going through all that poisonous cloud shit in the middle.
Yeah. Let's belay that.
all right. You guys start making your way down the mountain. Give me a survival check.
How sheer is the drop?
From up here, it's at like 75, 80 degrees.
We can
Okay.
always repel.
Well, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's why I said let's belay that.
I mean, I suppose you could also go over like the long side where the monastery is and walk across the monastery's roof.
Their building is a lot easier to rappel off of than a cliff face.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Plus
you
the
guys
stairs.
you guys choose to just walk across the roof until you get to the base of the monastery. All right,
Works for me.
and you guys do so. Probably not breaking any bones or twisting any ankles.
Okay. Great.
And then you guys make it down the flights of stairs, making your way back to your cart, which is still sitting inside of the parking garage.
Oh, wonderful.
That's good.
No one appears to have tampered with your stuff.
I just realized we could have introduced Sinclair there. That would have been hilarious. Random guy
Oh
rummaging
my
through their
god,
shit. I
there's
didn't
a
even
dude
think of
in the
that.
parking garage.
Animate object.
That you've stolen our cart. What's the meaning of this?
Your inventory system was fabulous. I was admiring it. Ah, nothing like patting yourself on the back. Was your decorating? Robin Williams, anybody?
What is that, Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, that's one of his stand-up routines about Wizard of Oz.
Oh, no, I don't know that one.
That's from the 90s. One of his stand-ups from then. I've watched all of his stand-ups, so it's like burnt into my brain. Anyway, so I'm just double
Yes,
checking.
but did you watch him as Mork from Work?
Yes, I've seen pretty much everything Robin Williams has done, including all of the stuff that most people don't know about, like Toy Soldier.
I like Toy Soldier.
That was a weird movie. Okay, Gilbert, I have made adjustments.
Awesome. But yeah, you've got that map, right?
Yeah,
And that lead.
I do.
He didn't bury it, did he?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
All right, so we have Indiana Jones and Lara Croft in the party now.
Wait, who's Indiana Jones?
You.
Me.
Oh no, that was my old character. Well, I guess Porkchop is kind of like Indiana Jones.
Well, what's the current one?
The current one is the guy who throws axes.
What was his background?
Well, he is like a scholar, so there is merit to it.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, holy fuck.
My previous character was like that as well, but they had a whip.
Right.
So you had Indiana Jones. Now he just
Yeah.
lost the whip.
Well, they were both meant to be Castlevania characters. I was trying to make Belmonts, but Indiana Jones is also acceptable.
Nope, they're Belmonts now.
Well, they were always Belmonts.
You can't uninstall that from my brain. They're all Belmonts.
That one was Simon, and this one is Trevor, which is fine because I like Trevor more. Actually, no, wait, I changed my mind. This one is Richter.
So, Gilbert, our current position is not too far from that place, right?
What?
Like right
Oh,
southwest of it, overland.
Uh,
Oh no, or Karash. Yeah. I was thinking of the other city. It's a hike, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're about 8 large tiles away.
Yeah, so we'd want to find an alternative route, but as far as Sinclair is concerned, these guys don't look like they have a boat. So he's going to proposition. So tell me, are any of you interested in immortality?
Oh no, I know where this goes. You gotta stay away from that.
Well, rumor has it. I need backup singers for that. There's a tomb outside of the town of Syrup.
What?
I'm just messing. Syra. Syra.
Sura. S-U-R. God fucking damn it.
Syrup. The town of Syrup. The town of Syrup, there's a tomb from before Aked Ur, of a gentleman named Targeta. Targata. It's spelt with a Spanish. I'm going to pronounce it with the Spanish.
What?
It looks like a Spanish word. You if you have 3 A's, the second A is usually short. Targeta.
Okay, fine. It's Targeta now.
It's a Targeta, the imperishable. And he found a way to cheat death even after death. I haven't gone to the place myself, but was told I would probably not want to do it myself. So I figured I'd check out this monastery. It was supposed to be interesting, and, well, you lot looted the whole place, so there wasn't really much to see.
Intervin shrugs. It was looted before we got here.
Who cheated death?
Some random
Okay.
asshole we're gonna have to go kill.
Yes, we definitely should because death is an end. If you cheat death, no. it's not, no.
Friend, death is only the beginning.
Wait, you're a necromancer?
I know a couple.
As long as they're not already dead.
I am a seller of wares. I run into a lot of interesting individuals selling crap to them that they're so desperate for. But they pay well, so I can't complain.
Well, even if we manage to cheat death, we can verify that he isn't a threat to the rest of the world, at least. And, if necessary, we can secure that knowledge and so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Naturally.
So I'm all for it.
Well, it's quite a few days from here, close to a month probably. It's well north overland.
Well, we can always go to our boat.
Ah, you have a boat.
Yes.
That would be a tad quicker.
Probably.
So what artifacts and trinkets did you guys yield from this little place?
Mostly useless museum objects.
Ah, but they're not useless to me.
Look, man, I don't kink shame or anything, but I think we want to sell these for money, and it's harder to do that if, they're covered in fluids.
Well, no, you see, you let me borrow one, and I'll give you two.
You want to borrow what?
It'll take some time depending on the object, but I can make a copy of it. Most people can't tell the difference.
I see. You're one of those disreputable types.
Ah, come on, cleric. Have some fun. Live a little. Sinclair will kind of like hug him around the shoulders and then take his coin purse, step away, and then toss it back to him. If you can't have fun, what are you doing?
I just want Varric to leave, right? He was already putting up with Intervin. Now he's got a flamboyant thief.
And a bard.
Yeah, he's gonna leave. Y'all keep. This guy is a good guy, and he's already.
You've never spoken up. See, okay, Mister, you missed the opportunity when Thrain was in the party. Thrain would have sided with you, but you never said anything because Thrain was the outsider. And now you got Sinclair, so have fun.
Well, see, the only reason he stays is because of the children, because he doesn't want them to be corrupted by
Think of the
Intervin.
children.
Think of the children.
I mean, that's the only reason he stays is because of the children, because he tries to teach them lessons when Intervin is not looking, religion and, keep them a moral compass.
Which is true, yes.
Y'all are making it really hard to be the good guy here.
Well, it's easier to be the good guy when you're more proactive in being it.
What do you mean proactive in being? He's pacifist. He's not proactive about anything.
Well, that's a you problem, not an us problem.
Wait, you're a pacifist, right? Varric's pacifist, right?
Yes, that has come into question in this campaign, but yes, he originally was a pacifist.
So you're like against war and all of that, like the current conflict going on. You'd like us to stop that if we could.
Yes.
So I've got a really good idea that you're going to hate, but will absolutely stop the war.
We are not killing the leaders of the
Nope, no killing.
No killing?
No killing.
I would have.
Wait. No killing now.
I would have
Very
been fine
can
with
be
killing the false
persuaded
queen.
with no killing.
An Underdark brand plan that doesn't involve killing? Okay.
So
I see this.
Sinclair here is talking all about his skills at forgery and making copies of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You want to forge a surrender? Is that what you're getting at?
No. We begin forging religious relics and sell it to both sides, claiming that the gods are obviously on their sides.
No.
We therefore bankrupt both sides, and they can no longer afford to continue the war.
No. But Arya, no, you cannot do this.
I mean, I can.
I
Yeah,
can help.
why not? It's just a little bit of light blasphemy.
You seem like a wizardly
My
folk.
Arya, I will not allow this. You cannot do this. No. I will not. No.
Tell me, is this handy to you? Sinclair tosses Intervin a sealed scroll case with a single spell scroll in it.
Damn it, I gotta pick it.
I was in the bathroom for a bit, so I think I missed some of the world building. What's this war going on that we're trying to stop?
Well,
What? You're trying to stop a war?
He just said he was in the bathroom for a minute and he missed like 4 months of the campaign.
well, okay. You remember how we started off in those towns to the south
Yeah.
that were controlled by Akadur?
Oh, that war.
Yeah,
okay.
and then we went north, and there was another woman there. I forget her name. It's not important. And yeah, she and Akadur are like having like some succession crisis. So I was proposing that we use Sinclair's forgery abilities to forge a whole bunch of holy relics that obviously prove that the gods are on one side or the other, and we just sell them while indicating that the other side is also acquiring relics, and thus cause an escalating battle to avoid a relic. This way they try to avoid a relic gap, and we can bankrupt both sides, and that would end the war.
Father Varric would absolutely just walk off at the party and just leave you there for some shit like this. He literally would. He was like, no, this is. He would go to the closest temple and pray for your souls. Is what he would do.
I think I did manage to miss all of the build-up around the succession crisis, because that's the first I can recall hearing about that. I must not have been here for any of that.
Akhet died. He was the god king of the entire region, and he had several children, the strongest of which was Aramina. She controls the north. And then War Master Droom, who's not one of his children, but it was his lead military personnel. Is his top general. And so right now, those two are in conflict with each other. It's still kind of stagnant Cold War. They haven't, stood on battle lines against each other.
Oh, no, it's gone hot.
Oh, it has? Oh, well, Sinclair would be somewhat.
Yeah. It has, because of where you guys have been skirting around, you guys have kind of not really bumped into it directly. But yeah, no, the war has gone hot.
Okay. Well, Sinclair would be abreast of it.
What are the merits of each of these contestants?
Aramina's God King's daughter, and War Master Droom is his lead governor. Like it's army versus royalty.
I understand their claims. I'm saying, like, what are, in terms of who should rule, what are their merits as rulers? Like,
they both suck. I should rule everything.
Wait, holy fuck! Pete over here asking the real question.
Yeah.
I would say from my knowledge that Gilbert has given me,
took fucking dozens of sessions, but someone finally asked the question.
Sinclair would say Aramina because she's more generous.
Okay, so Aramina is a more open-handed ruler. What's Droom got going for him?
He runs the military.
There's that. Well, I think he's pretty well respected, right?
By the military?
They're all military.
Droom is generally well respected by the populace. The big issue that occurred politically was Aramina has some a bit of an albatross in the form of being suspected of having a hand in Akhed-Ur's death.
Not looking good for her.
Right. The being more even-handed, though, as Ruffles mentioned, yeah, that she is definitely the more even-handed of the two.
Oh, I said open-handed, but even-handed is also good.
Sinclair would pipe up. I heard it was some guy named Castiel that started the war.
So, how's the saying go? Say,
Look. Sinclair. Everyone knows that dwarven rogues cannot melt god kings.
It's a noble line of work with a long and glorious history. Okay, so our options are basically military strongman or schemer.
Yes. Or me.
Or you. So
Which is
our options are
both.
military strongman, schemer, or less popular schemer.
Military strongman, schemer, or Montgomery Burns.
Mm.
All of that being said, the original thing that Ruffles mentioned was rumors of a tomb belonging to
Tumors, if you will.
a. God fucking damn it.
It's really common in
Yes.
the trade. I should know. I'm an archaeologist.
Yes, yes. There are
World
tumors.
building happening before your eyes.
Hold on, I need a second.
You broke the DM.
All right. There are rumors that Sinclair has in the town of Sura, Sura, which
Mm.
is a little bit to the south across the swamp from Uramar, one of the major cities, that there is a tomb belonging to a warlord who predated the God King. Um, and he was said to have found a way to cheat death after death. Well, even after death. And that his tomb, his final resting place, is somewhere near Sura.
I'm sure people would pay highly for something like that, assuming it's real.
You
In
would
my
think so.
experience, half the rumors out here aren't. So our odds are good.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, Ruffles, because yeah, there's a good chunk of the rumors that I produce that are also not necessarily true. They're meant to throw you into a different region.
Leads that you follow and turn out to be nothing.
Like I said, it's rumors. This is the
I do that too.
fucking backwater ass society.
I do
Not
that too.
everything you hear is going to be true because everyone's bigger fishing their stories. Okay,
So
maybe that's a
anywhere.
bit of exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Under, did you catch earlier when I threw you the sealed scroll case?
No.
No, it's a resealable scroll case, and it's got a second level spell in it. Suggestion.
Oh, neat. This will be useful.
Well, if you got that one, I can make others.
I do not yet know. Oh, wait, I do know suggestion.
Fine, then I'll take it back. Kidding.
Wait, what kind of what's your class?
Bard.
Oh right.
Had
Yeah,
three levels.
he's a lore bard.
Had 3 levels of lore bard.
Ah, yes, lore bard, my favorite 40k character.
Ah yes. The well-known Traitor Legion, the lore bearers. Bearers of the lore.
Well, anyway, we should set out.
Yep, if that's what we want to do. Head for this tomb, pursue these tumors.
Sounds good to me.
I will accompany you.
Bum bum bum.
Yeah, then I'll start rummaging through their loot they got.
Hmm.
Oh, we do, in fact, have loot.
Mm-hmm. Well, first thing I'm going to copy is the golden mask.
So, what are you guys doing?
Heading to the coast where their boat is parked.
Yeah.
All right. To the boat.
To the boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna speed this along. Yeah, you guys travel across the jungle, across the shrublands to your boat. They're still parked, and sail your way back.
How many days of sailing does it take to get to Urkarash?
6 days.
And what is the ruling we're going to use for creating mimicries of counterfeits? Blah.
Mimicries,
Mimicries, yeah.
counterfeits.
Counterfeits of art objects, Gilbert.
Hmm.
We haven't actually discussed that, I just realized.
Well, let's see. So, forgery kit is mostly designed for. Uh huh. Uh huh.
Well, the idea is combining the tool sets to create
Yeah.
forgeries.
Yeah, it's doable. Um. Yeah. So. Hmm. Okay, so you're proficient in forgery. I know that you have a fuckload of skills. Really the ability to make a good forgery would depend on your like knowledge of what you're creating and your skill in that tool. So forgery would be really by the looks of this anything kind of paper related. If you wanted to forge an art object made out of metal, you'd need to have like smithing tools or tinker's tools.
I can provide those.
Well, I have them.
Ah, well, even better.
Or jeweler's tools or glass blow. Yeah, whatever it is that you're making, you need to have the
I mean,
proficiency in that tool.
this is what I have.
Jesus fuck, how?
Didn't you let him have a bunch of proficiencies like
400 gold per skill learned. I asked you. And then I said I was going to learn some more, and you're like, I want to see this.
Damn, that's right. I did say that you'd yeah. No, yeah. Huh. Someone got the most out of their associate's degree.
Yeah, that's less like an associate's degree, more like, oh yeah, I went to trade school 11 times. For a different trade each time.
I got certs and degrees in literally everything available at the community level.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a glazer, I'm a welder, I'm a stonemason, I'm an electrician.
Oh no,
I'm a
he's not a
pipe fitter.
stonemason. I mean,
a drywaller.
sculptor's tools is mason tools, but we reflavored it because sculptures are more prevalent than masons. So
Sure.
they're technically interchangeable. However, he's not really good with cutting big blocks and, making block. It's more of the fine details that he works on, replicating a sculpture.
He's good at embossing things. Or producing reliefs.
Mm.
All right, yeah, so that's yeah. Well, that's certainly a well-educated man right there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's I was thinking like spell scribing. Like a gold cost per day kind of. Like X number of days I can copy, like let's say that mask is 200 gold. So how many days do you think it would take me to replicate it? And then a skill check at the end when I complete it to actually see how good the replication is. That's just what I threw together in my head. Or multiple skill checks, depending on what's needed to do it.
Underdark, I must call upon your DMing wisdom.
For what? Sorry, I was only partially paying attention to all that.
Determining the value and length of time required to create counterfeits of something. Because looking at Ruffle's tools, if it exists, he can. If it's a material, he can work it by the looks of this. So it's a question of
how do we make it balanced so I don't just insta-gib copy everything?
Right.
There are rules somewhere for creating art objects, right?
There's a crafting mechanic where you can produce so many gold pieces of value a day for like making things like armor and other such things. The real question is valuing it. Like if you're making a forgery of a 200 gold piece statue, do you have to spend 200 gold pieces worth of effort to make it?
Well, that's not really a forgery at that point.
Right. So I would almost say probably half the cost and time to make a forgery.
Well, I think in this case, because you're attempting to forge a religious object, what I imagine would be required to be convincing is actually to create something that's worth the same amount. It's just not the object that you claim it is. It doesn't have the historical origins that you're claiming.
Yeah, like the DC to have a successful forgery would depend on what it is that you're forging.
Yeah, how significant the object is. If you're just copying a gold medallion, that's pretty straightforward. You're just, etching it. You're, if you wanted, because obviously there's not as a refined method of aging objects in this time period as there is in modern times.
You can't just make the paper look old by putting some coffee stains on it and crumpling it up a bunch.
Well, no, that's you can't do that now, but that's exactly what a forger in the medieval times would do. Because it wasn't as easy to age something. Like, yeah, now if we want to age something, we expose it to extreme UV to give it the weathered look of sitting in the sun.
The 3-step medieval process to forging paperwork to make it look old. Step 1, make sure it gets coffee or tea stains. or beer stains, something like that. Step 2, crinkle it up a few times, spread it back out, and sit on it while you do other stuff for a week. Then bury it in a potted plant for another 2 weeks. Then take
Shut
it
up
out and
and
present to your
recycle this
liege.
firelighter.
So then it would boil down to initial investment. So we can use the
let me
crafting
grab my
cost per
Zenithars.
day. Yeah. Obviously, the goal of forging something is to do it as cheaply as possible. Otherwise, it's
Well, that's what I tried to point out earlier, because there's kind of two different forms of forgery, right? Like there's trying to create an expensive object cheaply and pass it off as something expensive,
yeah.
and
That's what I'm
there's
doing.
well, there's that, but there's also trying to create like an object that has or appears to have historical significance but actually doesn't.
Yeah, a non-existent object that you're trying to claim existed.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is if you're trying to do the second thing, it might be worthwhile to create something that actually is like
Yeah.
of the same material quality rather than making it more cheaply than it would otherwise be.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Then again, its material value might not be
Crafting an
as
item,
big as its historical
resources,
value.
and resolution. In addition to the appropriate tools for the item to be crafted, a character needs raw materials worth half of the item's selling cost. To determine how many work weeks it takes to create an item, divide its gold piece cost by 50. A character can complete multiple items in a work week if the item's combined cost is 50 gold pieces or lower. Items that cost more than 50 gold pieces can be completed over longer periods of time, as long as the work in progress is stored in a safe location. Multiple characters can combine efforts, needs proficiency. You need to make any judgment calls regarding whether a character has the correct equipment. Fuck you, DM. Figure it out.
Yeah, we're the 5e.
That's why I got such a wide spread.
So it looks like these rules are workable. Whatever art object you're trying to imitate, it's that. It's its cost divided by 50. You need that much in raw materials, and then I guess that'll determine the time it takes to produce, and the DC will be determined by what you're trying to sell and to whom.
All right.
Well, to start, we should come up with a story for what this object is, where it comes from, and I guess what sort of significance it's meant to have.
Well, this is
Ooh, better yet, we might not need to come up with something. Perhaps there might be some artifacts that are hinted at in existing documents because they presumably really do exist, but they just haven't been found.
yeah. This list right here is the loot list from the monastery. The only price I don't have is the generic religious artifacts at the bottom. I don't remember the gold cost for that at the like the very end before they were talking to the monk.
I didn't write that down. I thought you did.
I wasn't paying quite attention, and then we started moving along, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, generic religious artifacts. I don't remember the gold value, but I know they were generic religious artifacts.
You gonna start forging miniature armies?
Well, pull out the painter set. Yeah, I suppose I can get started on that.
James and his workshop are gonna fucking come for you.
James Workshop. Or JW as they call him.
Bunch of fucking iron golems kick in your front door and start shooting cannons. They haven't made any miniatures for the God King though, because they felt putting his likeness to miniature and stat sheet would undermine his credibility as a ruler.
Well, he's supposed to be dead. Putting him in the tabletop game would disrupt the lore, I think. Yeah, you like that?
The God King Akhed dies, they've recalled the entire model line.
Or if they do release him, it'll be as Demon Primarch Akhed.
All right, so we managed to get to Urkaresh. Only 6 days, though, so not enough time to actually forge anything. Plus lack of materials, something that I'll need to invest in.
But yeah.
So now that we're in town, could we do a lump sum on that, Gilbert? Similar to spell scribing components?
Yes.
All right. I'll just get 500 then right now, so I have it.
I'm not gonna make you like track
Fine,
ounces
Jade.
of ounces of gold and all that. Oh yeah. Sorry, Under. I see that you have enough paper, but like, man, you don't have enough ink. That's a real bummer, man.
I actually have a line item for keeping track of spell scribing components, like the special inks and stuff you need for it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get you. I've been doing the same thing. Just take the two, slot them together, put all the weight as one.
Oh, no, I'm keeping them separate.
But yes, you're able to, purchase raw materials.
How many days are we traveling?
Yeah, it's 6 full days of sailing, and then over land. get to the shore was it takes 12 days to get from the monastery to Urkaresh
12 total.
total. But
Okay.
yeah, your boat has sailed in and docked.
Oh, I was going to ask this before. Are we still level 10?
11.
11. All right. I got a level to do.
Oh man, when did you guys level up?
After Thrain, before Sinclair.
Oh, just last week?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Oh,
Well, you know.
no.
Or it was like right before we fought the monk, I think.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. You're right.
But yeah, you guys have arrived at the docks of Urkaresh. You go through the market acquiring your goods. The mood of the city has definitely picked up from the last time you lot were here. It would seem that Droom and his forces have counterattacked and pushed Aramina's forces out of the well, what counts as what's left of the town of Astar, and are currently besieging the town of Tarish. Fighting's all a couple days north of you, past the swamp.
Oh, Under, for that bit of journey, could I borrow 300 spellscribing material?
Sure.
All right. Because I did have any. I forgot to.
Alrighty.
Okie dokie. Time to do some selling.
Oh,
Well, the list I posted in chat.
oh yes.
In the grand city of Urkaresh, who might be interested in some of these items? Of course, Sinclair is looking for the most gullible buyers.
Let's see here. Let's see. That would be carousing. All right, so you're spending downtime carousing.
Well, I prefer to spend uptime carousing, but
You know what I mean.
yes.
All right, all right. Carousing, 1 work week, so that's 10 days. You're are you going amongst the upper class? Probably.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sinclair has
upper
the
class.
guys for any crowd.
All
You
right,
come
all
to the
right.
Cloud District often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course not.
Yes, yes. Fucking Nazim. Go to the Cloud District all the fucking time. Let's see. Carousing with the upper class requires 250 gold pieces for the work week and access to local nobility, which you lot have. What's your background?
Guild member, guild merchant.
Okay. And given what you do, you probably already have the contacts. Okay. So 10 days pass as you're making your contacts in the city. Mark off 250 gold pieces. All right. So we'll need charisma, persuasion, but I could also see you, given what you're doing, using deception.
They're the same. I'm new to town. Hang on, let me roll up a new character. This one's bad luck.
No.
First fucking roll is a 1. Hang on.
Sinclair disintegrates before your eyes and then reforms into Sinclair 2.
Oh, I mean, it's an easy change. There we go. His mustache is longer. The only difference.
But yes, you are able to find. Let's see, yeah, with a. Actually, hold on. Does that have any complications? Okay. So 12. Yes, you do succeed in finding somebody. And do me a favor, roll a d100. Yeah, we don't often get to use these things. Okay, everything's fine.
How many scrolls of disguise self did I go through? Actually, no, I'd be able to use spell slots, so never mind. It's 10
Were you
days.
disguising yourself a lot?
Yeah, I was using disguise self. Sinclair never sells anything as Sinclair.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he would have been, let's see, Geralt the Gentleman, Desmond the Diplomat, or Nathan the Noble. Yes, all of the names are whatever it's called, where they have the same alliterations, yeah.
Let's see, disguise self lasts an hour. You're probably burning through your spell slots each day through the week, but yeah, you should be all good.
Yeah, 2 second level spell slots it's enough to, make contact, get in, do some
Exactly.
bartering.
Exactly. But yes, you are able to sell off all your art objects through the contacts that you make. Also, you have made one allied contact.
Okay. Andy.
What are the rest of you doing for this work week? I'm guessing Intervin is scribing scrolls for 10 days.
I am, in fact, scribing the scrolls for 10 days.
Fucking 3D printer over here.
Well, since we have access to, well, actually, do we have access to a library or some kind of house of knowledge or wisdom?
Yes.
Okay, then I would be doing research to help place this forged artifact historically, to facilitate this whole scheme we've got going.
Okay. What's the item?
Or he's just getting background knowledge to make a convincing story
Yeah,
for whatever we do end up creating for a religious artifact.
I'm trying to figure out what the object should be.
Okay. So you guys are. This is for a forged religious artifact.
Yeah, I'm doing research to find out what would be most effective and easiest for us to make.
And convincing to be able to sell.
Yes.
We're in a small town, right?
No, we're in Urkaresh.
No.
Oh, we're in Urkaresh? Oh, the big city? Okay. That's even better.
Does everybody have magic weapons?
What, for sale in town?
No, in the party, does everybody have a magic weapon?
I don't, but I also can't.
Yeah.
Unless you have like 100 of them.
100 magic hatchets.
I love making characters that are resilient to the DM attempting to give me a magic weapon.
Well, it just gives you the magic hatchet of returning.
Well, if it returns like as an item interaction that I can do unlimited times per round, I'll take that.
Oh, and Sinclair, you got the armor?
Yep.
And the bracers?
Yep.
Okay.
The canter. Yep. That's what I was adding
Yeah.
to my sheet because I literally just sat down, so I hadn't been in front of the PDF.
All right. Boop, 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 boom.
Did we upsell it all, or with the one I didn't? Probably.
Okay. Here we are. Research. All right, let's see here. All right, Pete. So that costs you 50 gold pieces at the end of the week.
What does?
Your week of researching.
Your library fees. We can spot you. We have 40,000 gold, 30,000 gold.
Oh yeah, no, I was just reading my background feature to see if I could get out of having to pay for it, but
Oh, what's your background feature?
researcher. When I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I do not know that information, I have to know where and from whom I can obtain it. It comes from a library, scriptorium, university, yada yada, learned person. It doesn't say I don't have to pay for it though, so that's fine.
Yeah, but it basically lets you like bypass the bureaucracy of figuring out where you need to get the info from.
Yeah, I can just find it, or know where to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
five platinum's not that big of a price.
Not at all.
Okay, so declares the focus. After one work week, the character makes an intelligence check with a bonus of with a +1 bonus per 100 gold spent beyond the initial 100 gold. Wait, what? The fuck?
I think it's saying I can spend additional money to make the check easier.
Yes, you can spend money to learn more. Wow.
Who knew?
What a weird system.
Yeah, it's like going to college.
I guess that'll just be like you're paying library
Other people to help
scribes
you research. Yeah, other librarians to help you research.
Oh yeah.
To a maximum of +6. In addition, the character has access to. A character who has access to a particularly well-stocked library or knowledgeable sage has advantage on this check. Yes, you do have advantage.
I am a knowledgeable sage. That's literally my background.
Indeed. So yes, you'll have advantage.
Go ahead, take the +6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm accounting for it.
You said this is what, an intelligence ability check +6? Or do I add my proficiency to it?
This would be an intelligence ability check +6.
No proficiency?
You're looking into a religious artifact, yeah?
I am proficient in history.
Are you
He's looking
proficient
into the
in-
history of local religious artifacts.
Okay.
He's not looking for a specific religious artifact. He's looking to create his own religious artifact that mimicries them by
right.
using history.
Hmm.
We'll call this lore invention.
Hmm.
He's inventing lore.
Yeah, well,
Hello.
Hey,
you know what? The fact that you have the proficiency there is what part of what makes you a knowledgeable sage for the advantage. So we'll just
oh,
give
well, I'll
you
happily trade proficiency for advantage.
yeah. So yeah, you're at advantage in int +6.
All right.
2d20 kh1 plus int +6. All right, 23. You learn 3 pieces of lore that would be helpful for this object you're creating.
Mm-hmm. Do I know what the object should be? Or what I think it should be?
I love this scheme. This is great.
I don't want to create something obvious that people would try to forge. Like I'm not trying to make like a holy grail or a piece of the true cross here, because those are all obviously fake.
Or
No, this is like a faked reliquary of like some saint's hair.
I was gonna say I'm trying to make like the teeth of Saint George here.
Oh, okay. So you're just doing one step down from fake fragment of the true cross, where this is
no true cross, no
Paul's like
no Spirit
7,000th
Longinus.
thumb.
Yeah.
So the sacred nib of like St. Paul's quill or something, when he wrote the letters or something.
The story is the cell. It's not the object itself. I just have to make the object convincing enough with whatever story Porkchop gives me.
Oh yeah.
Hold on a moment. I must access the deep archive.
So what's going on?
We're creating fake religious artifacts
To stop the war.
to stop a war.
Oh.
He's like, what?
This is a good thing.
He's like, weren't we
Alright.
fighting a monk?
Well, if anyone uses tools and wants expertise, just let me know.
Oh, we're gonna
Alright.
abuse the fuck out of that.
I'm just sitting here writing my scrolls.
So you let's see. So we're talking like you're trying to fabricate what, like a body part or something?
That would be hard to fabricate. I wouldn't actually go for that.
Okay. But we're talking like the fragment of someone important.
Yeah, a medallion, some religious article of clothing, something along those lines. That would be easy to replicate, and if we have the story to sell it, well, not replicate, create. We're creating it out of thin air.
Well, I should ask you, what do people worship here?
So predominantly, like they do have their their list of deities. For the most part, though, those deities are worshipped in a very transactional manner.
Okay.
Religious artifacts, as we're thinking of it, are going to be either directly related to one of the deities, or are going to be elements from one of their myths or parables.
I've got
So-
it. We have to create something that was used by like a champion or favorite person of one of these deities long ago.
Right. This is the kind of thing where it's like, instead of this is a holy object of this specific deity, it'd be more like, hey, we found Odysseus's underpants.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just make like a fragment of some famous hero's sword.
Yeah, so let's see here. 3 lore bits that you come up with.
I found the hilt of Excalibur.
I'll let
Only the
you.
hilt.
I will let you pick an object from one of these three. Helma's shattered spear, Grub Foot's sandal sling, and we'll go with
I don't even want to hear the third one. I'm going with the Grub
Okay.
Grub thing.
Grub Foot.
Grub Foot's sandal sling.
Yes.
What the hell is that?
Where he hung his sandals.
Grub Foot was a legendary, allegedly, Zvart, who at one point had traveled with the God King Akhedr on a series of wacky riverside adventures. In one of these myths, he had a sandal that he turned into a sling and used it to cave in the head of a troll.
Makes perfect sense. We found it. It was in a cave.
With a
The
box
of scraps.
Yeah. Well. With a box of scraps.
Oh, Intervin. Could you
Mhm.
spare a couple of second levels for me for enhanceability? I can cast them. I just don't know the spell.
Sinclair built this fake object in a cave with a box of scraps.
That's second level. Yeah, I can get you a scroll for that.
Yeah, just for checks in the future that I can be able to pop that and use it before I go into an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have that tracked for the 3 days, and I can write it on my inventory.
Yeah, you can put it on your inventory. I had the day and a half extra I needed.
All right.
I can describe it double speed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh God, what have we done?
All right, but let's see. Yeah, so yeah.
I have somewhat of an arsenal of scrolls.
Yeah, so Porkchop,
Any
you
of
find
those you
out
can throw
about
my way, I'll
Grub
take 'em.
Foot's sandal sling, and you have 3 pieces of lore about it.
Hmm.
Which is a lot of lore about it and should help produce a very convincing forgery.
Yep. We found where Christ lost his sandals.
We even found the rock that he stubbed his toe on and didn't curse at it.
So how's Sinclair for concentration slot usage? Is he going to have it open most combats?
Concentration. If I don't run invisibility, I don't have any concentration. So I got detect magic, invisibility, and suggestion. So yeah, I have open con slot.
Okay. Because I can give you a scroll of haste that I have extra.
Ooh, yeah, that would be beneficial. I could throw on somebody or myself.
And a scroll of dispel magic. Because that's always handy to have on somebody else.
All right.
When I get fucked up. Do you have any ability to see invisibility?
No, not yet.
All right, I'll give you a scroll for that too.
Okay. And then you put the. This is what I listed in my inventory. So a regular scroll case is 1 gold. So I just made like the value of these 5, but they're basically like watertight.
Yeah, I just use my bag holding. It's also
Yeah.
watertight.
Well, these I have on my belt for quick access to scrolls. And then if I fall in water, the scrolls don't get wet.
Fair enough.
Sinclair makes them himself. All right, so I had to move my inventory because I put spell scrolls on the bottom. I should have put them at the top and put all the other stuff at the bottom. So you said see invisibility and dispel magic, one of each?
Yeah, I gave you haste, see invisibility, and dispel magic.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that wants like a spell scroll?
I mean, I guess I could use them. I don't really know what I would need, though.
I mean, I spent that 300 gold making a whole bunch of first level spells, so.
Well, you're a marshal, right, Porkchop?
Yeah, but I'm also an Eldritch Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So does that mean you do not have access to Misty Step because of the class restrictions?
No, I can cast Misty Step. Gilbert ignores that,
Ah, okay.
thankfully.
Yeah, I very specifically looked at the 2-school restriction and went, that's stupid. Get rid of that. And so I did.
Well, if we're willing to stay in town another 3 days, I can work up another couple of scrolls of sea invisibility.
I can already cast that.
Oh, okay.
But
Like-
it would be handy to have extras. I
Well,
mean,
what's a spell that you want that you don't have?
Ooh, probably not anything you would have as a wizard.
he's a wizard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I am.
well, I have a lot. If he's thinking like healing spells.
No, all of the stuff that I would want is all divine stuff, like bless or.
I can describe you a scroll of bless.
Oh, you have that?
I have bless.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that then.
Okay, so for bless, yeah, give me like a day, and I can give you 2 scrolls of bless. So we need like an
Okay.
extra day downtime for that.
Yep.
Well, me and Porkchop got to start figuring out what we want to do, so he and I will spend the day working on the sling. How
Yep.
many days will it take us to make that object, Gilbert? Because you haven't given us a gold value for it, so we don't know how long it'll take. The whole goal is to make as valuable of objects as possible to bankrupt both sides of the war.
The God King's last will and testament.
Sinclair's like, all right, I'll get right on it. Pulls out the forgery kit, the calligraphy tools, and the jeweler's tools just for good measure.
We hired this old man to live in this cave and pretend to be immortal.
Where am I again? Yes, he's immortal and has Alzheimer's.
Now, you laugh, but there was at one point some people who did that with an old guy pretending to be Jesse James.
Oh, fuck. Let's see. Grubfoot Sandal.
Sandal Sling.
Oh, that's right. It's a sandal sling. 2,000 gold pieces.
Acceptable.
Couple of weeks then.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to getting it aged right.
Okay. Well then, Sinclair will start looking around for a workshop slash like apartment with like a good sized back room and a nice set of beds to sleep in, because we're gonna be staying in town for a few weeks.
Yes, such a location is available. It would seem that the previous resident died on the front lines.
All right. And what would be the gold cost for the party to rent it for 40 weeks?
I'm sorry, 40?
40, yes. That's how long it would take me to create that art object.
Jeez, that's a long time.
Well, it's divided by 50 gold, so 2,000 divided by 50 is 40. That's the number of weeks it takes to make stuff.
Okay, let's dial that back then. Hold on.
Oh, you don't want us to spend 40 weeks in town for Intimate Scribe Scroll?
No, I have a year to spare.
I would love to see what Intimate would do with 40 weeks of downtime. What level can you scribe, Introven?
6.
You. How many would that be?
Better be on some Batman with prep time type shit.
No, I only got I only know a couple of
You would be
6th
able to make
levels.
5 6th level scrolls.
Look. There are 10 days
No.
in a week, 4 weeks in a month, 10 months in a year.
Yeah.
Ruffles, I can scribe at double the speed of normal people.
You would make fucking 10.
I could, yeah, I could have
Holy
10 6th level scrolls at the end of 40 weeks.
Yeah, let's do this. This is a great idea.
Okay, fuck it, we'll do it.
So yeah, we're renting a large workshop apartment for 40 weeks.
For 40 weeks.
Pretty much a year, isn't it?
That is a year.
Perfect. That works out just fine. We're kind
That's
of just waiting for this.
That's why I did 10 days in a week, 4 weeks in a month, 10 months in a year.
And Gilbert's like, crap, now my timeline's going to advance. But you actually have most of that worked out, don't you? Well, you had most of it at one point when we were doing the Castiel stuff, but...
I had it at one point, yes.
And then we released the dragon onto the world with magic and bowed into his ass.
Yes. Okay.
Oh boy. So yeah, just what sort? I mean, we have a shit ton of gold, so it's just the time, and we're like, well, we can do that.
Yeah, no, it's all right. 1 second. Wow.
So it's got to have a nice office for Intervin to do his writing and teach the children.
All right. Okay, so what's the quality of life y'all are living at?
Probably 2 gold. Is that modest or comfort?
Pretty sure I'm at comfortable.
I would be comfortable as well. How much is that? I gotta open up the table.
It's down underneath on the sheet.
It's 2 gold a day.
Yeah, because you guys have an entire year of costs you need to account for.
How many days is in a year in this setting?
400.
400?
Yeah, so 400 times 2 is 800 gold per person. And there's... And what's in the party, including the champion? Children and champion are 3, and then the... But the children don't need as much. They'd be 1, so we can just count them as 1, so it'd be 9 if you included the entire party, since we're not all present, but we would all be there.
Well, if we're going to be spending a year doing this, since Sinclair is going to be spending most of their efforts creating this object.
And making it convincing.
Making it convincing. I might help with that now and again. But I would also probably try to get a job to support myself during this.
Oh, you don't need to.
Do we have enough money for all of that for the party?
We're sitting on 40,000 gold.
Oh.
Just in raw gold. That's our pocket change.
So, frankly speaking, you have 40 work weeks of shit you can do.
You have smithing tools, right, Porkchop?
Yeah, I don't want to just spend it, making things for money. I feel like there's better stuff I can be doing than that.
Learning a skill?
I could learn a skill.
Learn a language?
Yep. So
Porkchop is very intelligent.
So 9, so it'd be 70 or 7,200 for nine people at 2 gold a day. Kids count as 2 people together. Or kids count as 1 person, because they're kids. They don't need as much as we do.
The kids get in free. I'm just kidding. That's not how that works.
Oh, that's minus 800. Okay.
No, that was a joke.
Well, obviously, Sinclair is going to shop around and find a workshop that's suitable for our party. And then he's also going to see if maybe there's anybody else that might want to join our band of adventurers that's not a cleric, right, mister?
Yeah, because Father Varric left y'all as soon as y'all arrived in town.
Oh boy, what are you thinking about bringing in for your evil?
Evil cleric.
He went straight to the church. A man that's I'll bring in he's he's a cleric, so. But
An evil cleric.
A
Yay.
rotten cleric.
All right, all
he's
right.
an arcane cleric.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, he's a multi-class.
he's a, you made a fucking theosopher or whatever they're called.
He's a wizard cleric.
Random question. Which of the Arcana domain deities you have? Eta, who is the good aligned one,
No,
and Nablo Palisar, who is the evil aligned one.
he's
Probably-
not evil. He's just.
He's not
an
evil, he's just right.
archaeologist. He's an archaeologist. So.
My God, we got a bunch
he's
of fuck.
not against stealing things. I mean,
You
acquiring.
motherfuckers pandering to me?
Eh,
Hey,
Maybe.
Gilbert, just give us all the lore bits. Just fill your fucking world with all the shit we can loot and sell that has lore attached. Paper? Yeah, fill us up on that crap. Artifacts? Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, he wasn't going to just. I had to switch out Father Varric. There is no way Father Varric would have went along with the whole making an artifact thing. There's just no
Understandable.
there's no way I
Yeah,
can
we get it.
rationalize a lawful good cleric making fake holy relics.
That's why I walked off with Thrain, because there was no other, lawful goods in the party speaking up. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring in Sinclair.
Well, I'm sure Porkchop would have no trouble finding someone similarly unscrupulous in whatever academic institution this is here.
All right, so Gilbert, the number is 7,200 right now, just 800 times 9.
In terms of cost?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
So Sinclair would obviously shop around and make sure he swindles a good deal. Renting an apartment for a year.
Let me know if you need to make any deception checks. I can give you my cloud room.
What's that one do?
Advantage on deception checks?
Faye is following me around and giving me that clown word whenever I need to lie.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay.
Very
Okay.
helpful.
All right. So, gentlemen, we're working with an entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through what we're doing with that. Okay. I know Ruffles was saying something first. So, Ruffles?
First thing first is the apartment, whatever we end up getting. But Sinclair is going to shop around and not have to, try not to spend 7,000 on it. He wants to get a good deal on the place.
All right. We'll call that part of a work week. I just had it 1 second.
And part of a work week to find a good deal on an apartment?
Well, he's shopping around. You go from place to place
it's
to place.
It's a work week.
All I'm saying is
Whole
I had to do that last year, and it took me a lot more than a work week.
What can I say? There's a good number of open houses because of the war.
Oh yeah, that would help.
So we'll say it was.
Okay. So you're looking for like a reasonably good apartment?
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
something that'll have space for the entire party to be all able to do their own activities. Yeah, like a
We'll
multi-room
call that
flat house.
Call that middle class. Yeah, we'll call that middle class. Let's see. Mark off 250. Oh no, hold on. Mark off 50 gold pieces.
All right.
And give me that persuasion check. Or deception check. Whichever.
Well,
I suppose this would actually be persuasion technically, because you are attempting to, acquire housing.
yeah, but I might lie about the reasons of why I want the housing.
Why would they ask?
Good point.
Excuse me, Pete, why do you want to live in this apartment in New York? Because I like having a house to live in?
Yep.
I don't want to live on the street.
No, they don't ask you that. They mostly just ask you, like, what do you do for a living? How much do you make? And then you got to do, like, an interview to make sure that you're not going to be a shitty neighbor.
Yeah, which would Sinclair would have to lie for all of that.
Mm.
We're gonna be the worst neighbor. We're gonna be making noise at all hours of the night working on shit.
Well, it's almost like getting a job because the hard part is just getting a call back.
Yep. All right, 17. Gilbert on my persuasion.
17. Alrighty. Yes.
Right, and that took a week to do.
Yeah, you've also made 2 more contacts. So I guess just mark it down as 1 upper class, 2 middle class. And then roll a d100. Man, I love playing around with the Zenithar stuff. It's fun.
Almost rolled a D199.
All right. 60. Nothing crazy happens. All right. I believe that leaves you 39 weeks in which to fuck around.
All right, and how much did I save?
Oh, DC 17, that would be 15%.
All right. $1,000. I'll take it.
So how much of the party funds do you want me to spend on scrolls?
I would say if you left us with like 5,000, we'd be fine.
Okay.
That's still enough to do a lot of stupid shit. So let me
So how much
tally
would-
this real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tally. Yeah, I got to do this, and then I'll know. 612.
Be right back.
Minus. You have access to 27,700 gold.
Okay.
Do you want all of that?
Probably not, but I'm getting close to it. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
So the problem is, even with my doubling of the speed and halving of the costs,
the cost still accumulates really fast.
yeah, like one 6th level scroll costs 7,500 gold to make.
Yeah.
And I've made one of True Sight, and I think that's the only 6th level spell I'm going to make.
Okay, if you want to pump out like enhanced abilities, I would happily take as many as you're willing to give me, because those are gonna, like, for the until I have level 11 rogue, that's gonna be my bread and butter for skill checks.
Okay.
Because I can just constantly be enhanced ability when I'm doing like the in-town stuff where I just roll a 6 and a fucking 1. Not a great start for Sinclair. He's a little rusty. He's been out in the woods too long. Gone a little crazy. They called me crazy once.
Alright, enhance ability. So it's a 2nd level scroll. Okay.
Been 3 weeks on it.
So I can give you 11 of them.
Okay. That works for me, including the one you gave me already. So
Yeah, including the one I gave you already.
Yep.
Because I really don't have a need to have that in my inventory, so I'll keep that at 0 of my own. So currently, I've spent 192 days and 20,875 and 25 gold pieces crafting 48 different scrolls.
Okay, run that number by me again. What you spent?
20825.
That is 6,875 left of what I gave you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to. You don't have to take anything out of your spell scribing pile.
I haven't been.
Yep. So that's 6,875 left over.
Yeah.
Also, what's the boat going to be doing while we sit here in the year?
Oh yeah, I suppose we should do that too, because that's money.
Just rent it out.
Yeah, rent it out just enough to cover its operating costs.
Go do commerce for a year. Send us the profits.
I mean, it's sitting on 5,000. I think. Let me open. I think that's on a Rourke sheet where I kept track of that. Retired Rourke. The boat is currently sitting with 5,000 gold for trade of our money to spend and make profit on.
Oh, hey, Ruffles, I'll spend another 500 gold. I'm going to make a couple of scrolls of Remove Curse just as a backup.
Oh, that would be handy to have a couple laying around.
Yeah.
And
like,
then, I was looking at Bard list. 1 second, let me go back. Because I was looking, it's like, oh, that's where I was like, oh yeah, enhance ability would be really handy because I can just, innately cast it. I don't need to do a check for that because it's second level and it's a spell I should be able to cast.
So, about halfway through the downtime, here is the scroll library I've built up, if anybody would like one or two of the scrolls.
Oh, Sinclair would want
Jeepers.
pass well, but he can't cast them. It would be, he only has an Arcana of 4 right now until certain things happen.
I'm going to grab a water bottle.
Does Bard have Misty Step?
Like, especially the marshals, if you guys don't have, like, Misty Step or invisibility by other means, you might want to grab one of the scrolls, and in certain types of combats, it might be useful for you to turn yourselves invisible or to teleport.
Although that takes
Arcana
check to
check.
cast.
It'll take an Arcana check to cast it, yeah. But it's only a DC 12, given that Misty Step... Well, it'll be DC 13 or 14 for if you don't have, like, spell casting at all.
Yeah, I got to roll a 16 or higher for a DC 14, I think.
Ah.
Oh, he's got -2 Arcana. Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
should take those.
Yeah, that probably won't help you much then.
I mean, I guess I could spend like 10 weeks learning Arcana.
You can't learn skills, only tools and languages.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, mister.
Hey, what?
So Father Maxwell's joining us, right?
Yeah, Porkchop ran into him at the library and they hit it off.
Right, yeah. What type of cleric are you again?
He's an arcane domain cleric.
Aha! Yep, academic dishonesty domain.
Yeah, he's the thirst for knowledge. I would almost went knowledge domain, but
Academic dishonesty domain? What?
So
I mean, no, he doesn't plagiarize much, but
so you have a decent Arcana check, yes?
Oh god.
yes.
The legendary all wizards party has begun.
So, Mister, I posted it.
The wizard cleric, the wizard.
Remember, it's a spell scroll.
Right, yeah. So you might have to make an Arcana check because it's not on your spell list. But if you have a decent Arcana, the cleric casting, Misty Step or Dispel Magic might actually be handy.
Yeah.
Actually, under a couple more hastes for me wouldn't be a bad idea because the con slot.
All right. So Underdark has spent all that time making spell scrolls.
I've only spent half the time making spell
It's
scrolls.
not done
Oh.
yet.
That's only 202 days.
Already?
So you
We
think
got meta typing.
He does that. Every once in a while, just starts typing and then disappears.
Yep.
okay? Well, I can make a couple more scrolls of haste. That's not a problem.
Yep.
Currently, that puts our total at 21,825.
So you subtract from the 6875. You subtracted 500, and then you subtracted whatever else. So what's that?
Total of 21,825 during the downtime.
Oh, spent.
Yes, total. Out of like that 27,000 whatever you told me that we had spare. And I still have like 188 days to deal with.
Spam first level. You're gonna run out of money before you run out of.
Yeah, I'm gonna
time.
run out of money before we run out of time. Because I can spam out 2 first level scrolls a day costing 25 gold apiece.
Oh, you know what? We have the sack of alchemical scroll scraps still. The kids could work on that for a year, puzzling them together. All the shredded alchemical scrolls we got from the first loam encounter.
Yeah, it sounds like a good use of their time.
You got that, Gilbert? We've put the children on puzzle duty.
Classic sweatshop.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So, what the fuck are you talking about? What are the scraps?
From the first loam combat encounter. The scraps of alchemical scrolls.
Oh!
That we've been hanging on to and just haven't really done anything with. Because we really haven't had downtime to deal with them.
Right. Okay, 1 second.
You know, the giant bag of shredded paper that we need the kids to reassemble for us.
Alright, well, 10 scrolls of magic missiles should be enough.
Fucking just never be using spell slots.
No. That's the wrong way to approach it.
Yep.
You use spell slots first, because you get them for free every long rest.
And then when you burn them up, you switch over to scrolls and you can keep going.
Yes. Probably, let's say, 6 fog clouds. That puts us at 220 days and 22,025 gold.
You know, I wish 5e Tools thing here had a filter for potions specifically.
It does.
It's a pain in the ass to
Oh,
work,
there it
though.
is.
Yeah, it's just finicky.
Okay,
It exists, but that's how I was pulling up the for when we were in Havia. Those lists of the potions that we had capable of buying.
All right. Let's see here. So you guys gathered up that crap. And you guys picked up all of the scraps?
Yes.
Every piece we could get, yes.
All right.
The inventory line item is sack of alchemical scrolls weighing 8 pounds, and I just have loam fight written in parentheses behind it.
Okay. So, here it is. I will need you guys, kids technically. Yes, you're gonna have to have the kids do this. Give me 2 int checks.
Would this be investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And since they're proficient in it, they can help each other?
Yes.
Double down on the advantage.
Alright, that's the 2 investigation checks.
All right. Really, I just meant more like one's helping the other. But that's fine. That works. 23 works.
Well, they're working together. Like I said, it is a task for both apprentices.
Right. All right. So I need you now to. I didn't mean to zoom that out. I need you to roll a D10 -2.
Uh-oh.
You know,
We divided by 0. We get all of the alchemical scrolls, and they just keep duplicating.
it occurs to me it doesn't make sense that that's how I wanted it done when it was possible to get something out of it. Hold on.
So, do you just want me to roll a d8?
Yeah, roll a d8. Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't know why the fuck in my notes here it's like, oh yeah, roll D10 -2. That means you can get a negative fucking amount of. Yeah. Okay, 2. They are able to find 2 functioning potion formulas. Now roll me a. Give me a second. I gotta filter here, make sure that the columns are set up. Because I have this all as use 5e tools for this. Okay, 1, 2. All right. Roll me 2d50. Holy shit.
Almost got it.
When this baby hits 88 miles an hour. Oh, what's that? I'd start the math over again because I was subtracting stuff instead of just waiting for the total. What did you spend so far?
22,025.
All right, that's 5675 left. Hey, Porkchop, did you think of any skills or languages you wanted to pick up? Tool skills or languages?
Well, I was going to ask for something kind of strange, actually. So
Neighborhoods?
rather than asking for a language, what I'd like to have Porkchop spend a year learning is like a smattering of like old dead languages that you would find in like tombs and written on old artifacts, ancient texts and whatnot. Just like good enough to be able to translate them.
Basically, you want to learn like Lantian.
I want to become an expert in gibberish. Yeah.
Yeah. that needs to be a D&D 5e language.
Gibberish.
Gibberish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's spoken by gibberlings.
Yes. You can now communicate with fucking what are they called? That one demon that makes you confused. It's the something or other. Gibbering Mouther, that's it. Yeah, you can now communicate with gibbering mouthers and are immune to their effects.
All right. The apprentice piece up formulas for these 2 scrolls. Not scrolls, potions. 1 second, I'm going to put the rarities on them.
No, Under, did you tell me how many haste you made?
I have a total of 5 right now.
Okay.
Did you need more?
Yeah, I remember right after you finished the, I was like, I'll throw some more haste for me.
Yeah, no, I haven't given those out yet.
At the end of the year, the apprenti have successfully replicated these formula.
Ooh. But is that the end of the year?
Yeah,
So we don't actually have time to make them.
correct.
Yep.
Okay.
I did get a good deal on this apartment. No, I'm kidding. Spend another year of downtime.
Because of the nature of how potion, scroll, and arcane stuff is all formatted, there were a couple of steps in there where they had formulated something successful out of the scraps, but those scraps were nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right. So I'm busy. Interman's busy. Kids are busy. Pork Chop did have a fun idea, Gilbert.
Oh, he
Alright.
wasn't here. What I was going to ask for is that over the course of a year, I would like to have Pork Chop researching like various dead languages that you might find written on old scrolls or ancient artifacts and whatnot. I want to make Pork Chop an expert in gibberish.
Okay.
He doesn't need
Okay.
to be good enough only with these languages to like speak them, just good enough to translate them.
To get the gist from them.
Yeah, or like be able to translate them with access to like materials and whatnot over a length of time, rather than just being able to sight read them.
Oh, okay. So we're talking like how you can yeah, okay. You're talking like being able to translate Sanskrit or Linear B.
Yeah, not being able to read it off of a page, but being able to do that with like a whole bunch of different dead languages. And like collecting the materials needed to be able to do that in the field.
Oh, one of those.
I hate those. I hate yarn. Their gifts are always too short.
Maybe that'll work? Yeah, that works.
And they're always badly cut too. Like this has a few frames of the next shot in it.
Yep. It's the first, like, I was just like looking for that particular scene. It's the first one that came up.
All right. One second. Trying to figure out how to. Because oddly enough, I don't exactly have a lot of dead languages in the game. Huh.
Well, when we find ancient artifacts, are they written in languages that people still speak today?
Generally.
Huh.
I've usually applied that there's going to be like some kind of linguistic drift where it's like reading something out of like pre-standardized English or Shakespearean or potentially even like Old English, where like you're kind of getting it, but man, it's funny worded.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here though. So doing more of a broad stroke, spend the whole year really just learning language in general. Okay. Are you familiar with the anthropologist feature, Adept Linguist?
No, let me go find it. Oh, yeah. I'd happily take that.
Let's see here. Yeah, we'll say that's what you gain out of it.
That's much better.
All right, so let's see how you do. Like this is the closest thing I can think of to what you're describing.
It's better than what I'm describing.
I help
Yes.
him learn that, or
Hold,
possibility.
hold on, Father. Like with Pete, without me having to like invent more back end stuff, that's the easiest thing I could do.
That's fine.
All right, so let's see how you do then. Because you're dealing with 40 weeks of downtime, which will be 40 weeks of research. All right. So, doing research, that would cost you a minimum of 2,000 gold for that year worth
Yeah,
of
that's fine.
research. All
If the
right.
party can front me that.
You don't want to spend more money for extra bonus?
Well, what exactly would I be getting? I thought I was getting the thing you said.
It's more the process of having to roll for other stuff.
What other stuff would I be rolling for?
Research outcomes.
Oh, what, like related to what Sinclair is working on?
No, more like related to what you're doing.
Okay. Well,
You might gain extra benefits, not just what
Correct.
it's giving you.
no, I'll make the roll just as is.
All right. In that case, I need 40 intelligence checks.
Jeez. Okay.
So before you roll that, I believe the dice bot has a way to do bulk rolls against the threshold.
Yeah, it does. What's the threshold? If we want to do it that way.
That way it's not 40 long, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
way
no,
it'll just tell you the
60.
number of successes. It'll tell you the number greater than a target number.
I know how to do it. I just need to know what the number is.
Well, remember that number is going to be modified by your modifier.
You know what? Let's see. So this is actually
Not
set
the way
on
I'm doing it.
things depending on totals. So what I'll do is threshold is we'll go with 17.
There you go. 20 successes. Exactly half.
20 successes.
You just have to use a third R under. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of a different way of doing that.
Yeah, there's a worse way to do it. That's the easy way to do it.
What's the third R stand for?
Roll your dice.
Yeah, see,
I don't know.
here's how I was thinking.
No, don't do that.
It's also the way I was thinking under. You just subtract the modifier from the DC.
Yeah, I didn't know about the third R method.
Hmm.
So with his 2,000 spent, that's 3,675 left of the above threshold spending.
All right. So, in your process of studying gibberish and with the number of successes you've acquired,
Hmm.
you have also gained a language of your choice.
Ooh. Lovely.
It can be any of the like humanoid languages. So
Mhm.
nothing like esoteric. nothing other planar, but like this can include some of the more obscure ones like Zvart, Grung, Bullywug, like those weird niche one, Yeti. You get what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, just no exotic languages.
I suppose it's like semi-exotic. One of the languages for a creature people normally don't give a fuck about talking to.
So, Gilbert, I got a question for you. So, Scribing Scrolls, I've only spent 220 days. I still have 180 days of time to fill.
Okay.
Could I spend that time analyzing the Helm of Teleportation with an aim towards, even though I don't have 7th level slots yet, of learning the teleport spell, so I don't need to take it when I eventually get 7th level spells? And thus, when I gain a spell slot for 7th level, I'll be able to cast it from that spell slot.
I'm gonna go with no on that.
Okay. No reverse engineering magic items, huh?
Correct.
My instinct as soon as Under's like, can I study the helm of teleportation? I was like, nope, that's not gonna happen. I already knew where you were going. That is a really good idea, though. But I think it would take more than a year.
Help, but I knew that was not gonna go.
Yeah, I think it would for something like that. I think it would be feasible, but it would take more than a year. All right, so we got 3,675 gold.
All right, now that that's been handled, I do need to go to bed. I have work in the morning.
All right, have a good night, Pete.
I'm sure this will be fun once we're done handling what happens at the end of this whole year.
Oh wait! God damn it! We still had to roll 40 d10s.
Well, you might be able to catch it before he shuts.
No, it's too late.
Yeah, true.
He's like me. As soon as he logs off, he pushes the power button and it starts to shut down. And if it's like me and you ping like a direct message so it comes on my phone, I would just send back like, nope.
Not doing that.
All right. So we'll I'll roll in
Put a
his
pin
stead.
in it. Yeah, put a pin in that.
All right.
So that leaves Fea and Mister for the year.
I don't know.
All right,
I'm assuming.
Well, it's 100 days, and
My character is an archaeologist.
I say it's 100 days and 400 gold to learn a skill.
Are there any tools that we don't have that could be useful to learn?
I don't have tinkers, weavers, glass blowers.
I have cartographers, but I'm willing to learn another one.
The thing is, I have most tool skills right now. So if we're looking for the absent ones, it would be the obscure, rarely used ones like weavers, glass blowers.
Don't forget, this is a whole year. You technically speaking don't have to spend your time strictly in the city. You could always take up crime and go banditry or something if you wanted.
No, that goes against my core character.
I didn't mean you specifically. I meant Fea could always start mugging people on the roads.
I mean, my character is not a thief. I mean, he's a thief, but he's not a.
He's a thief of people who don't care because they're dead.
Yeah, let's look at the downtime activity stuff here. There's buying stuff. There's carousing. There's crafting items. There's crime, gambling, pit fighting.
Oh, Fea
research, religious services. Scribing scrolls.
Yes, perfect for Fea.
There's more than just learning that you can be doing.
All right. So for the first 10 weeks, I think no one has. Does anyone have cook's tools? Cook's utensils? I can learn to cook.
No, I don't have that. This is what I do have. If you wanted to, bias it based on what the party's skills level are available or not available, this is a list of tools that I'm capable of using proficiently.
All right, I'm gonna learn to cook gourmet meals, and then go pit fighting.
All right, I'll note the 400.
All right, so you're learning a skill. All right. Training in a language or tool takes at least 10 weeks, but this time is reduced by a number of weeks equal to int modifier. You're dumb as dirt, so it's 10 weeks.
Fortunately, it doesn't go up.
Uh,
Don't
honestly,
go dirt.
honestly, comparing Fea's intelligence to dirt might be a bit generous to Fea and insulting to the dirt. Uh, sorry. Had to take the shots while they were there. Okay. Training costs 25 gold pieces per week.
Can I? I know what I want to learn.
Hold on, mister.
Got paid out of the party fund.
Yes, that's 250 gold pieces to learn how to become a good cook.
250, Gilbert?
25 times 10.
Oh.
We're about to spend 400, I think.
Well, I did for all of Sinclair's stuff. I forgot his weeks are different. That's right.
So get a partial refund.
Well, I'm just gonna put it back into the current party fund.
Mhm.
So yeah, that the 1,200 extra that I spent on learning those 8 skills, I just re-added to what we're calculating right now. So we're back up to 4,400.
Besides, if we were realistically going to adjust that 25 gold pieces per like week prices from a change from like 7 to 10, we're looking at, instead of it being 250, it being like what, like 340. It's not,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not huge.
Anyway, so then he wants to pit fight. I want to see how this works.
Hold on, don't get ahead of yourself. Now I need 10 D100s. The threshold is 10. This is defined 10% really.
Wow, that doesn't work at all. Yeah, use the triple R method. Don't use that. That actually doesn't work apparently.
Yeah, it total result is 1. I just looked at yours and it's like, oh wait, there's a couple that are over 15.
All right. That okay. Yeah, let's try it the other way. Definitely not because I'm
Hoping he has a
You
mishap.
want me to roll low?
Look, I want fucking training complications. They give me shit to work with. The last person that got training complications during their downtime fucking died before I could do anything with it. Yay! All right, you got a 3. Roll me a d6. Indeed. Your teacher is a cruel taskmaster. Apparently, Gordon Ramsay was the one teaching you how to cook.
That tracks.
It turns out that my teacher is the one who introduces me to the pit fighting ring. It turns out all of the pit fighters are chefs, and it's called the Iron Chef.
Nice.
It's canon. It's canon now. Yep. That goes in the lore. All right. Next up, you're doing pit fighting. Uh-huh. Resources engaging in this activity requires 1 week, 1 work week of effort from a character. Based on the quality of opposition. I need a moment to read this.
Well, all the good fighters are out of town for some reason.
All right, let's see here. 3 checks, athletics, acrobatics, and a special constitution one. Okay.
All right, we replace acrobatics with cook's tools.
No, it stayed as acrobatics. Let's see here. Okay. Well, we'd be looking at 30 weeks, which would mean 90 rolls. Okay, Underdark, do you have a better idea for how to run it? You know, Fea, what are your mods to your athletics, acrobatics, and constitution checks that has a bonus equal to a roll of your largest hit die?
So +10 athletics, +2 acrobatics, +5 constitution, and a d12. And then isn't it possible to replace one of the skill checks with an attack roll?
Mm-hmm.
So if I do that, I can replace the +2 acrobatics with +11 longsword.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to break this down into 3 segments out of your 30 weeks. So we'll have so 10, 10, and 10. Wait, what? Ruffles, is that right?
What's that?
10, 10, and 10? 30 weeks out of the 40 weeks in a year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. With all the reading I just did there and making sure I had the math right and then figuring out how I wanted to do this, I lost one of my starting numbers.
Did you just
All right.
ask me if 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals
Shut up,
30?
Ruffles.
I was just clarifying. That's what I heard because I took my brain a second. Like, did he just ask me that?
Yes, I did just ask you that. All right. So Fea, for the first 10 weeks are DC 10s. Is it possible for you to fail a DC 10 under any circumstance provided?
The Constitution one, considering it's like just if I roll 2 1s, I get a 7. But the other two, no.
No. So it's your Constitution mod plus a bonus equal to the size of your largest hit die. If I'm understanding this correctly. Like Underdark for a barbarian, does that mean a plus 12?
I was looking at other stuff for the 180 days I have to fill. I wasn't paying that close attention to pit fighting.
Pit fighting, it says a special Constitution check that has a bonus equal to a roll of the character's largest hit die.
Okay.
So this would be what? His a D20 plus a D12 plus his con mod?
Yeah, so it'd be an athletics check, the acrobatics check, and then a D20 plus his con mod plus his hit die, which would be like a D12 if he's a barbarian.
So it's D20 plus D12 plus 5.
That's what it says.
And
Awesome.
then I reroll if it's too low with lucky. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, basically. So let me ask you this. For your first 10 weeks, what is your strength athletics mod?
Plus 10.
Okay, that's a success. Dexterity acrobatics, which can be replaced.
With the longsword with plus 11.
Okay, that's 2 successes. And your special constitution mod.
D20 plus D12 plus 5.
Okay, so technically it's possible for you to fail that one. I need 10 of those. The threshold is 10.
So if I can use lucky, and this is just like once a week, should I just roll basically at advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Is luck in the pit fighting. Father, I cannot tell a lie.
All right. So, after 10 weeks, you earn 2,000 gold pieces. The next segment. The next segment. The DC for this week will be we'll go with 15. Because word of you has gotten around and things are happening. But first, do me a favor and roll me 10d100.
He's moved out of the underground bracket and into the main spotlight bracket. A 1-1.
All right, roll a d6. Now you have to roll the d6. You can't just put it. Okay. You accidentally deliver a near fatal wound to a foe.
Awesome.
I'll figure out how that's going to affect things for like next week or some shit. I don't fucking know, man. Accidentally. All right.
I mean, it's Fea. Let's be honest.
All right. Fea.
I could just give him a potion of healing. It's all fine, right?
All right, Fea. So, the next 10 weeks, DCs are 15.
All right. I have 3 uses of lucky each day, so
Yeah. Let's for the sake of convenience of bulk, roll me all your athletics checks. So exclamation RR.
R.
Yeah, you know what I mean. DC is 15 for your athletics.
for the next 10.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's 2 failures. All right. Now do those acrobatics. Substituting if you want.
Oops, forgot the PC, but
It's
the lowest
fine.
is 15.
Yeah, they're all successes. All right, and then the Constitution check.
Passed with
All
flying colors.
right. Yeah, blows that out of the water. You earn 1,800 gold pieces. And I need a 10 D100s. D6. You are accused of cheating. Whether the allegation is true or not, your reputation is tarnished.
It was that the guy I near fatally injured last time. He has been spreading those rumors.
You have developed. You have gained a rival. All right. Final run. As you are now down to only the greatest of champions. Yeah. DC 17. Repeat the process.
Oh, also, some might say that
Oh
if
my
you live
fucking god!
6. 6 out of 20 dice.
Jesus.
And one's a double 20.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now your athletics, your acrobatics, I mean, substituting if you are.
Hey, there's the inverse. Not as many ones, but the double 1 is the inverse of the double 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So 3 failures there. And now the con.
You broke it.
All right. 3 failures.
Yeah, it turns out I overexerted myself on the athleticism and sprained the muscle.
Indeed. And your competition was much fiercer. All right. Let's see. Bear with me. By my math here, you gain 1,400 gold.
So he made less in the higher brackets than he did in the starter bracket.
Yeah, because he completely obliterated people earlier. There's no scaling for bracket.
Yeah, I know, that's a bit
Mhm.
silly. Do you want that money, Faye, for yourself, or do you want me to just throw it in party fund?
Um, I'll be like, hey, I won 3,000. Here you go.
Okay.
Here's paying the back party fund and stuff, and then I'll just do whatever with the other 3,000.
Well, 5,200 minus 3,000, so 2,200 is yours. You didn't make 2,000 each
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, but I did have my own personal fund, so
Mhm.
my personal fund is just over 3,000 right now. It wasn't much.
More than I've got in my pocket. I keep enough for bribing in my pocket, and the rest of it I just put in party fund.
Mm. So you ready for the hundreds?
Yep. Hey, nothing crazy that week. All right. That concludes Feya's year.
Okay, I have a different question. Since again, I have 180 days to fill. Is it possible for me to spend that time experimenting with magics and thereby derive a spell that I could learn for my spellbook?
Context?
Well, if I was attempting, I'm a wizard. Wizards can experiment with magic, and I'd essentially like Intervin to be kind of sitting there experimenting with magic, trying to develop a new spell that he could use. In reality, this is just a spell from, the list of spells, but it's one he doesn't know yet.
I see. Basically, yeah, okay.
Attempting to derive it from, first principles.
I gotcha. Okay,
Makes you wonder about the wizard who first cast Fireball. He probably shit himself.
Yeah, the point he was looking at was a little too close. All right, let's see. How to do this?
So you could run it using the research rules from Xanathars, except instead of the amount of lore I learn, it's the level of the spell I develop.
I was thinking that. I just went over to look at the scroll and magic item sections, just in case they had a. Yeah, it was ridiculously expensive. And it's not like you're homebrewing a spell; you're just from first principles learning a known one. Yeah, Let's go with research.
Okay. Alright, so 180 days of research, kind of spending on this.
18 weeks.
Yeah, 18 weeks.
Which would at base cost you 900 gold pieces, unless you want to spend 100 extra for additional plus ones per week.
Yes. So there's 18 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 1,800 extra gold on top of the 900. It's only 2,700.
Mm-hmm.
And I still had $5,000 left over from my spell scribing budget.
Okay.
Sitting at 7 right now. Because of all the other changes. We're sitting at 7,000.
Yeah, but I didn't adjust the budget. It's fine. We can have gold left over. It's okay to have some wealth left over when we're done here.
We still have gold left over after that number. Like, if you hit 0, we have gold left over still.
Yeah, so spend a total of 2,700 gold during the 18 weeks to develop a new spell.
All right. Let's see. So that's 100 gold piece per week. So you're making a intelligence check plus 1 10 times.
Due to the presence of the library, do I get advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's the proof. Anything that Intervin does that requires social interaction.
Hmm?
11, 15, 15, 13, 13.
Hmm.
Technically, that's not all that
it's
unusual
mean.
given the... Yeah, I mean...
It's mean. I was just laughing at the fact that you had so many that were like single digits.
Yeah. And then, second to last week was a really good week for Intervin on that research front.
All right, let's see here. So that would be having to convert, otherwise it's ridiculously cheap to learn spells this way. Let's see. So we got a whole buttload of big ones. So let's say that's 2 third levels that you can pick. And then
I'll never be able to cast third levels with my own spell slots.
okay, yeah. So that's 2 third levels you can learn. Or wait, no. Oh, hold on. So it's five that are 3 pieces of lore. So that would be I'm torn here for because of cost reasons under.
Do combination upscaling.
Well, I mean, it was 180 days. So, one thing you could say is, I had 5 rolls that were over 20. So,
you can pick anything from 3 level 1 spells to... Is that what you mean?
Well, what you could do is you could so that like if you were to treat those pieces of lore as a spell level, that'd be 15 spell levels. That's a bit high. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
But what you could say is it's 5 spell levels.
Well, that's what I was saying. Combination upscaling. You need to know the capability of 4 third level spells to be able to learn a 4th level spell. So it would cost 12 to learn a 4th level spell.
And that makes the math complicated and hard. It's a lot easier to kind of discard the chart and be like, all right, there's 5 over 20, so that should be like just straight up 5 spell levels. There were 2 at 15. Maybe count that as like another spell level, and then there was an 11, a 13, and a 13.
Yeah, in that case, then the 21 pluses are 3 spell levels worth. The 11 to 20s are 2 spell levels worth, and the 6 to 10 are 1 spell level worth.
Each?
That's not what he said.
That's not what I was saying. Because you basically just handed me then like 15 spell levels worth of stuff to learn.
That's what I was looking like. Wait, hold on.
So what I was saying is in bulk, right? Take that. There were 5 successes at the 3 level. Count those as 1 for 1. So 5 spell levels.
Okay, I gotcha.
At the 15 rate, so 11 to 20, say, count those as, say, a 3 to 1.
I gotcha.
So there's 11, 15, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So at 3 to 1, that would be an additional 1 spell level. So I would get to learn 6 spell levels worth of stuff. At 6 to 10, you could say it's 1 to 5. And below that, you fail to do anything, but I didn't roll that low, so it doesn't matter.
Acceptable. Up to 3rd level, though.
Okay. So 6 spell levels up to 3rd level.
That way we're not like auto-generating high-level spells at really low costs.
That cost 180 days and 2,700 gold. That was not cheap.
That's a lot of downtime and cost.
The downtime's the big one.
My point is, how much does it cost to produce a 6-level scroll, for example?
8 weeks.
Let me see here. For me,
Yeah.
a 6-level scroll will take 40 days and 7,500 gold. So yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Gilbert. I'm just, I'm perfectly happy with 6 spell levels using 3rd level max. I'm perfectly happy with that.
All right. Awesome.
So what 2 3rd level spells are you going to learn?
Don't know yet.
What big boy magic are you learning? Because no one's going to pick a 1st level.
Actually, there's a lot of really good utility. He's a utility wizard.
Oh yeah.
He would pick 1st levels.
Oh yeah, there's good shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that accounts for Intervin's time, the Apprentice, Sinclair, Fea, Porkchop. Father Maxwell.
I know what I want to do.
What would you like to spend 400 days doing?
Learning how to make potions. Learning alchemy tools.
Okay.
Like learn how to make healing potions and shit like that.
What's your int mod?
+3.
Actually, I always forget.
175 gold pieces.
Okay. 4,600.
All right, you have 33 work weeks to go.
Make potions.
Yeah, I'll make potions.
All right, what potions you making?
Cure potion, healing potions.
What's the time and gold cost on those? I think it's half gold, and then I don't remember the time.
Depends if Gilbert's okay with us making higher level healing potions.
I wouldn't have an issue with that. I'd point out, though, that a healing potion is a day and 25 gold. Greater is a week and 100 gold. Superior is 3 weeks and 1,000 gold. And Supreme is 4 weeks and 10,000 gold.
What's the 3rd one? 1,000 gold?
Superior. 3 weeks, 1,000 gold each.
3 weeks. That's 12. That still leaves a lot of time open. Unless we dip even further, which isn't that big of a deal.
How many potions can I make?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, mister.
Well, for scroll scribing and that research, I only spent a total of 24,725. So any remaining budget for that can go to potions.
Yeah, I basically turned the original spell scribing budget into downtime budget. We're sitting at 4,600 right now.
I mean,
accounting for everybody's activities. Yeah, I was thinking 4. That's 12 weeks, and that's 600. I can go more into the other.
No. How many weeks we got? You got 33 weeks. Have them make greater healing potions. They'll get us up. They'll let us survive at a hit. Unlike they're much more efficient than superior.
Okay, and that would be those are 100 apiece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a week. So that's 33 of them.
Right.
300. Okay. And that leaves 1,300 gold then.
Yeah,
And
but
then
we can just hang on to
33
that for later.
Yep, let's put it in the party fund.
Also, maybe check and see if Father Maxwell needs any like mundane equipment, armor, etc.
No.
Level 11 starts with 6,000 gold. That's how I was able to build Sinclair.
Okay.
I don't wear armor though. I'm a wizard cleric. So.
What'd you do with your starting money?
I bought junk.
You spent 6,000 gold on junk?
No, I didn't spend anything yet. Actually, I bought the pack. I bought the scholars pack, cartography tools, and alchemy tools. So far.
I was gonna say
And
yeah,
now,
because
what is
at level 11 you start with 6,375 gold.
what are the potions? What are the
That I'm already counting that. That's out of downtime money.
no? What is the heal of 4 down?
44 plus 4, I think.
44.
I think. I don't know greater as well as I know regular healing potions that everybody always asks about.
Is that right under?
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know it right off the top of my head.
Yeah, 4d4 plus 4.
Yeah, okay, I got 30 of those. All right.
33.
3. Okay.
Do you want all of those in your inventory, or do you want to put some in the party inventory?
I will carry. I'll carry 10, and you can
Okay.
put 23 in the party's inventory.
Yep.
We are now a well-prepared party.
I'll level with you. I didn't expect this to be tonight's session.
Shit happens.
We kind of
We are
hijacked
very
it.
prepared now. We are very prepared now. We can handle just about anything you throw at us.
Bet.
Within reason. Now, way out of our league.
All right, so that leaves us with 6,700 gold. Like, including the 5,000 I had left as the buffer. After all said and done. Plus whether, Father Maxwell wants to donate from his 6,000.
I don't even know how much I have left. I didn't know I had 6,000.
Well, that 6,000 is in addition to your character starting stuff. Like, whatever you normally had, you get 6,375 more for being level 11.
Oh, well then I still have 6,000.
Yeah. Because all you really bought was, an alchemist's tools and
Stuff I already, stuff.
cartographer's tools. So yeah, you spent all of was that 50 gold?
Yeah.
So you still have 6,325 left.
Yeah, I don't know anything else I could use unless we get we have a horse and cart. We have
several horses and carts.
Yeah, we don't need anything right now.
Yep. All right, so you just want to put 325 gold in your pocket so you have it, so you remember you have money. I'll just put the 6,000 in the party fund. Thank you for your contribution.
That works for me.
All right, we're up to 12,700. Not including everybody's pocket money. Or just raw gold value items that we have, like the 12 300 gold piece diamonds, the 3 500 gold piece diamonds, the 3,000 piece, 3 1,000 gold piece diamonds. Oh, how many extra hastes did you make?
I have in my inventory 5 scrolls of haste.
All right. I'll just take one more.
Okay.
That way I have 2 to use and pop and pop.
Are you a stealthy character?
Oh, very much.
Here, you should take 2 of these as well as I hand you 2 scrolls of fog cloud.
Ooh.
You know, the whole little throw down the thing, big smoke appears.
Absolutely.
They're also only first level, so you should be able to cast pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Oh, and Under,
What's up?
you know how you have those formulas for creating those potions?
Yeah.
Those are produced via the crafting and item rules, magic item ingredients, and magic item crafting time and cost.
So those should go to Father Maxwell.
Yeah, I'll make him a copy.
Pulls out Xerox machine. 2 seconds, like 2 minutes later, here you go. Except for this one's not all ripped up and torn. It's perfect and pristine.
Right. I almost forgot. I didn't have Underdark roll on his table, and I didn't have Mr. roll on his. So Underdark, I need 18 D100s from you. Two D6s.
The dreaded 2.
Your tools are stolen, forcing you to buy new ones. And
Nope. My tools are magically created. I can just will them back into creation.
indeed, so we'll re-roll that one.
No, he can
That's one
steal
thing
them, but
about
I can just go snap and just put it back in my hand. Alright, you want me to which ones is that, the 4 or the 2?
The 2. I said re-roll it. We're good. Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Jeez.
How long can I keep it up?
No. Here's the funny thing: rolls a 2, rolls a 2, rolls a 2. Then they all add up to make 6.
My quill got stolen 3 times. 3 times I had to snap my fingers and get it back.
Introvid gets up and goes to another section, leaving his quill and stuff lay there. Comes back, it's not there. Shrugs, snaps
A
his fingers.
powerful noble offers a hefty price for your work and is not interested in hearing no for an answer. I'm not certain how that would apply to this, so...
It means I have a body to bury.
What do you mean? I can bury it for you.
Alright.
I'm really good at digging.
Alright.
Point is, it's like, it's like you won't take no for an answer. It's like, I'm not asking. It's I am more powerful than he is.
And then, a competitor spreads rumors that your work is shoddy and prone to failure.
Who? Because I'm gonna hunt this asswipe down and show him just how shoddy my work is.
Yeah, no, we hunt this person down. You disrespect us like that. No.
There's a hold on.
So I'm gonna challenge him to a wizarding duel.
Let's see. Let's head over to Rivals. Let's see. Creating a rival. I'll get back to you on this.
Sure.
But next week, you will find out who has been saying that your work is shoddy and prone to failure.
Let me tell you, once you've dug a hole 6 feet deep, making it 8 isn't that much extra work.
We'll burn his office down around him while he sleeps.
What? No.
To make sure he sleeps, I'll cast a sleep spell.
That's fine. You can cast a sleep spell. I have no problem making him sleep. even if it's a more permanent sleep. But I don't want to burn his stuff down. I want to go through it and see if there's anything of value. He might actually know
Oh
something.
yeah, you're right. We'll burn him, not his stuff. You're right. You're right. Go for it.
Right, right.
All right. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
And Mister, actually, hey Ruffles, how many weeks did he work on that ship?
The creating the things or learning the things?
The creating things.
Well, he spent 7 weeks learning and 33 weeks creating.
Oh, okay. In that case, Mister, I need 7 D100 rolls from you.
7 D100s.
Uh-huh. I really hope it's the cruel taskmaster one. That way we can be like, yeah, the same person that taught him alchemy is the same one teaching Fea how to cook.
And then
Cooking
Father
steaks
Max.
and cooking meth. Each on opposite sides of the kitchen. Okay, nothing crazy happens to Max during his first stint. Mister, now I need 33 more rolls from you. D100.
Wait a second. Intervin, can you learn Cure Wounds?
No.
No.
Oh, you don't have one of the classes that knows it?
Correct.
Oh. Because I do. I have 4 scrolls of it.
That's great. I'm all for people healing me.
Well,
I can write
functionally for you to take.
Because I have Arcana. I can write Cure Wounds.
No, I can't learn it. Bless was a thing because of some other things I did. One off.
Yeah, I know you're a goofy multi-class. I wasn't sure if you had one that knew Cure Wounds.
Nope. Just Bless.
He is a crime against game design.
You say that, but I'm like the utility belt Batman wizard.
1, 2, 3. Oh boy!
What?
I need 3d6, Mister.
For the creation of potions? There's mishaps for that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it could blow up in his face.
But he's proficient. Like, that's kind of silly.
I mean, there was mishaps that could happen while I was researching to make new spells.
That's true.
It's fine.
I just think it's silly. Like, yes, I'm a proficient potion maker. Ah, shit. Somebody's my rival now.
Well, remember, this is old timey potion making. Not like, have you heard about some of the rivalries that would occur in the scientific community in the 1700s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that. Hey, this motherfucker's studying the stars better than me. I'm gonna break his telescope.
So, Intervin, 2 Cure Wounds for you.
Cool.
All right. Let's see. 6, 3, 6. All right, Mister, not Mister. All right, Father Maxwell. A competitor spreads rumors that your work is shoddy and prone to failure.
You need to learn that man's name. Does he work in the same place the guy that was fucking with Introvin?
Additionally,
because we are going to make this guy a pincushion.
Additionally, a local wizard shows keen interest in your work and insists on observing you.
No.
Additionally, a competitor spreads rumors that your work is shoddy and prone to failure.
All right.
Dick. This guy is...
Sinclair is going to take 1 day to hunt this guy down that's picking on Intervin and Father Maxwell.
Find out who he is.
On my weekends, me and Fea go look for this fucker.
The second guy is the wizard you turned away. Very upset about it.
There's just a cabal of people you pissed off.
Wizard that was admiring my healing potions hates Intervin's character. He's the one that talks shit about him.
Yeah, it's some asshole named Father Varick.
Same guy. It's the same guy.
Some guy named Father Varick.
Oh yeah, Father Varick. Yeah.
Maxwell's like, I've heard of him.
Y'all realize
He
y'all
seems like a
insulted
swell
Father
chap.
Varick's religion, right? You do realize this.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah.
very upset when he left the party. You understand this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I fully expect him to try to hunt our asses down. Like he's gonna go get like a posse of paladins and come after us.
Well, he's got grains. He can go recruit.
Don't give me ideas. Actually, no. Give me more. Give me more ideas. Yes, yes.
Well, we sort of murder fucked the last linear guild that showed up, so you kind of need ideas for a new one.
You know, you're right. I do need another linear guild. Things made so much more sense when I had Rurik's evil twin brother and his posse of.
Well,
vaguely
now
similarly
Gilbert, now you
themed
no, hang
opponents.
on, guys.
Always,
Gilbert
make
just
it an
gets to
enemy.
play his favorite character, but he gets to make clones of them. He's coming at us with all the paladins,
Yeah.
led by
Make
the
it-
noble Father Varick.
all right.
So-
Mister, I need you to send me Father Varick's character sheet, please.
Okay, okay.
This is gonna be fun.
I love this idea.
God, I love this kind of shit. We just auto-generate content for me to use to murder you guys.
Yeah,
Speaking of
absolutely.
auto-generating
D&D is collaborative storytelling.
Any plot hooks you want to give us that would be like tombs and stuff? Sinclair gave Indraven his journals to read. There's 6 volumes of all the notes that Sinclair has taken since he's entered the Nagramore frontier.
I've already read them all.
Yeah, I know that, but
Ruffles, stop! I can only get so erect.
for Gilbert to give plot hooks, and
I know.
you when you were reading Sinclair's journals, you seen this place, and Sinclair had a couple of notes that said this about it. Just easy plot hook for him to throw a dungeon at us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've settled on the 2 spells I figured out in my research.
Ooh.
2 third-level spells. Tongues, because it's come multiple times, the ability to speak any language is going to be important. The second is Enemies Abound.
Oh,
Intelligence
very
saving throw spells.
that is very Intervin too. I'm not your enemy. Everybody else is.
You might say that enemies are abound.
Mm-hmm.
And bountifuls. All right, but I think that does. Oh, I suppose we got to do Sinclair's project.
Thank you, Mister. Sinclair's project.
Yeah, the whole point of the 40 weeks of downtime.
Oh,
was
right.
me working on a project.
Give me a second, then I'm gonna take a bathroom break, ruminate, and I'll be back.
And all of the rival ones and people peering over my shoulder won't work because Sinclair is spending all of his time in the apartment. He's not really going. I suppose he would probably go out for supplies and different materials and stuff.
Right, and people might be like, I want to see where you're working. I want to see what you're doing. Because I'm curious and important enough to poke my head into things.
Maxwell will have looked at it. I know Father Maxwell will have looked at it.
Well, yeah, the party probably sees it 'cause it's in the apartment we're staying in. It's more like people he's buying supplies from people, and they're like, "Wow, what you working on?"
Doing? Why have you spent thousands of gold in my shop?
They're that guy in Lowe's who follows you around asking if there's a project you're working on that he can help with.
I love those guys though because they genuinely that's the problem with Home Depot now is Home Depot used to be retired tradesmen. So if you're working in the let's say you're wandering around in the plumbing department.
Mhm.
The fucking dude with the apron used to be a plumber for 40 years.
Yeah.
So you had a question, he had the answer, and then they wanted to cut costs and they killed themselves with that.
Well, you ain't got to worry about talking about Father Varick is not going to come after the party. He's a pacifist. Remember, he's not going to fight you.
Oh
he's
yes,
not.
he is. His
Well-
gods turned against him, so now he's a vengeance paladin.
He won't come after us directly. He'll do things like go to the church and report our nonsense, and they'll send hit squads after us.
I mean,
And
that's exactly what he would have done.
And he'll come with to make sure the job is done. He won't fight, but he'll make sure the paladins make it through the fight.
Yeah, he will offer support to the paladins. Yes, he will do all the tricks he used to do with y'all for them.
All right, I'm back.
I'm just
And
laughing at me
there's
sitting
some
on
things
12
that
enhanced
a
abilities.
good player of a cleric can do that I haven't been doing. Like I have an ability.
Mister, don't spoil it.
I'm not that good at playing a peace cleric. Gilbert is, and this is going to be interesting.
Well, thanks. I'm glad to hear that you think I'm great at playing a class I've never played.
I
All
thought
right,
you played a
so 40 D100s with a threshold of 10. Is that correct?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
4 failures. 1/100 though.
All right. All right. Let's see. So you're crafting an item.
Primarily in the apartment, but I do have to go out for supplies and stuff, so we should be able to do everything on the table.
Right. But let's see. The crafting one doesn't quite fit the circumstance. Because, you know, it's fake.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sinclair thinks it's real.
Everybody in the process is like, yeah, there's like 36 important people that all came to watch you make a fake holy relic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Let me try to find a table that makes sense. There's not really a good one for crafting an item under the circumstances that this one's being produced. So, instead, we have to sell it.
Yeah. Well, obviously we're going to be selling it to War Master Droom. Like, that's the whole point, is we're trying to bankrupt both sides of the war.
All right, let's see.
Although I do kind of want to save the selling for when Pete's here. It was his idea.
All right. Hmm.
I don't think selling 2,000 gold pieces of relics per year is going to bankrupt the war.
No, this is getting your foot in the door. You
Hmm.
entice them. But the problem is the problem is the crafting time, Gilbert. I think we need to adjust that. Because we're making forgeries, not making art. Forgery itself is an art, however, it doesn't take that long to paint a painting.
Actually, to get a good forgery, it does take a good bit of time.
Yeah, see, we're doing art, but, you know, without all the symbolism.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a point to that, Ruffles.
Actually, Fea's the one that brought it up. Spending a year to make 2,000 gold isn't really going to bankrupt the war. The war will be over by the time we're done bankrupting them.
The war will bankrupt itself by the time you bankrupt them. Historians will argue for decades over, was it your fake artifact that bankrupted, or was it the war itself?
Yeah.
No one's entirely certain when that check got cashed. All right. You know, yeah, we'll save that for next week.
I would say for what we're doing, probably just keep the time scale we spent a year, but change the value. Like instead of dividing by 50. So just keep the number 40 as your base, and then figure out what gold value seems fitting for specifically the religious relics that we're inventing. All of the other stuff, I have no problem spending, X weeks duplicating an art object. It's more of the fun of it. Because if it was profitable, everybody would do it.
Right.
Because yeah, you could potentially get 1,000 gold in a week from a crime. Just rob, bankrupt the war that way.
Piss them off more too.
Yeah, honestly, now that I think about it, the fucking D&D 5e crafting mechanics don't really add up math-wise.
Oh yeah,
They're
no,
not meant
making
to.
plate armor's insane.
Yeah.
They're not meant to. They're built to purposely be really discouraging because it's a game about going adventuring, not setting up a factory line. If you want to do that,
Yeah.
go play Factorio.
Mm-hmm.
Underdark,
So,
I require DM counsel.
okay.
How do you think we can refine this forgery process in a manner that is still vaguely feasible for what you guys are trying to do, but isn't going to, just turn this into Factorio?
So we're basically, you can normally do, I think it's like what, 50 gold a day of actual like work.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say we should be able to make in a given week you can produce 500 gold. I would add a factor of 10 to that. I would say we should be able to do 500 gold of forgery a day, like to forge something that looks to be 500 gold. It's actually only 50 gold per day. And it just as instead of making all the skill checks with the tools, you just make it with the forgery equivalent. So forgery kit if it's if it's paintings and stuff like that. Sculpting, I guess, might get a little more complicated, but you know what I'm getting at though is just add a factor of 10 to it to speed up the forging process. And then when you sell it though, then you've got deception instead of persuasion because you're trying to pass it off as the genuine article.
So basically, it would take 4 weeks to make this item rather than 40.
Yes.
Which is pretty reasonable for just trying to make a sling.
Okay.
Right, like you have to remember, it's a forgery. It's something
Right,
where
right.
if an expert looks at it real close, they're going to find out.
Right.
You know, like if it's a statue, you know, it's like it's slightly off. It's not quite up to snuff. It's also like it's hollow or something because historically forgers were specifically trying to make a buck. They were trying to make something cheaply and then pass it off as a much more expensive article. So,
Gotcha.
They'll spend $5 to counterfeit a $100 bill.
Right.
They're not going to spend $5 to counterfeit a $5 bill. At that point, they can just get a $5 bill.
Yeah. They're not going to spend
Right.
$5 to counterfeit a $10 bill.
Right. All right. Yeah. So we'll use a factor of 500 instead of a factor of 50.
Okay.
We'll keep the 3 failures. Or I shouldn't say three failures, but we'll keep the 3 complications. We'll just cover next week more shit you guys are gonna make.
Well, what you could do is those complications are affecting the DC of trying to pass it off as the genuine article.
Oh, yeah.
They're mistakes. They're slip-ups that might show to not be the real thing. Increases the chance of detection when you pass it off.
Each failure plus 2 DC.
Well, I don't know about the math on that, but yeah, something like that.
Well, it's a 1 to 10, so if you spent 40 weeks forging something, you've got 4 failures, so plus 8 DC. That's pretty reasonable for the fact that you spent 40 weeks. I think plus 2 DC per failure isn't that.
Well,
obviously, if we
what
get
I
a lot
would
of
do,
failures,
what I would do is when you roll it, I would say then Gilbert rolls like 3d4, and that's what he adds to the DC. So you can't predict it ahead of time. You can't counteract it easily. It's an unknown variable.
Yeah. 3d4 is average too, so.
Right, yeah, like on average, yes, it adds about 2 to the DC. But it also has that chance that it might add as much as 16. Like, we could have made a huge mistake and not realized it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that twine that you used, it's made out of.
Turns out they know a guy
to that region.
Yeah, it turns out they know a guy. He's a buddy of theirs. They're going to call him down and take a look at it.
I know, guy. I got a buddy. All right, I see that this object is worth like 5 million bajillion dollars. I'll give you $50 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was what was it, Flash Kits that did that with Pawn Stars, where they found the true cross with Jesus still attached to it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll give you $50."
All right, Gilbert. So you got that all noted down? What we were just discussing.
No, I actually spent most of it trying to reach my note paper because I couldn't be bothered to actually get my ass out of the chair.
Multiple of 10, and then failures are DC change of D4.
All right, well, let's see. Also, it's actually 4 complications now I'm looking at. There's 4, 4, 3, and 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Underdark. Which would what would determine then where that's being added?
Well, you would note down that there were 4 complications when making it, and when we go to sell it, there's likely going to be a deception check to pass it off as a genuine article. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you add to the DC when we roll it, 4d4 because there were 4 complications.
Right. In this particular case, though, we have that situation where 40 weeks to make a.
Oh, well, he
2000.
mass produced them. We have 10 of these genuine. We have 10 genuine, saints relics or whatever he was making.
Yeah, 10 saint relics. We'll just change up what the object was. We'll just say they're all bulk 2,000 gold.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, like he spent 2,000 gold and he's going to try to sell them for 2,000 gold each. That type of thing.
I gotcha.
I can work with that.
So I mean that's what like forgery workshops did back in, Renaissance times.
Right. We got to think this is like some kind of Scooby-Doo shit. There's the museum with the Black Knight armor, and it turns out Sinclair is, taking paintings off the walls and making forgeries and putting the forgeries back on the walls and selling the real ones, and Interven's animating the Black Knight armor to chase around a group of kids and their dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's got historical precedent. In the Victorian times, there were workshops of people who manufactured medieval artifacts from like the early medieval period for Victorian era gentlemen to hang on their walls because that was like in vogue at the time. So that's where like a lot of the modern concept of like a flail, like the stick with a chain and a spiked ball, comes from. Is from those forgers just kind of sticking this guy and like, yeah, that looks cool and medieval. Totally a real thing. Absolutely no basis in reality.
Victorian era forgers, their period's equivalent of the Mall Ninja.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wait, no, slightly different. Mall ninjas have stupid bullshit and no skill. These are self-employed mall ninjas. They have trade skills. Flail dog, that's amazing. Move over, flail snail. You have competition.
All right.
So I believe that accounts for all of that. Oh, right. Interven and Max have a rival.
Yes. It might be the same guy. Or it might not be. It could be an organization.
The Guild of Explorers, Archivists, and Surveyors.
Yes.
Yes. All right. What else do you guys got to do?
I think that's it. I think that's everyone's downtime. We'd basically be coming to the end of that, and we can handle this actual selling process at the end of that year before we skedaddle out of town. Also, what these type of people would have done.
Yeah, and that's literally the premise of Sinclair's multiple personas.
And I also know the spell Disguise Self, which I can prepare, and so that this doesn't get traced back. Oh, you do that too? Okay, never mind then. You can take care of yourself.
I is built around doing this. Invisibility, suggestion, disguise self, long strider, cure wounds, minor illusion. That's all the spells I know.
Well, if you get some downtime, making a scroll long strider, I would appreciate, because I can then copy that into my spellbook.
This party has the kind of... You guys have an energy right now of like, it's Baldur's Gate 2, Irenicus is there, and this party's like, all right, guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get John Irenicus in trouble with nationalities he hasn't pissed off yet.
Yep. Yeah, I can just give you one. I've got
okay
made already.
Great.
John Irenicus, you're under arrest for tax.
Yeah, just mark it off. I'll copy it down.
In all of like 4 minutes it takes you to...
yeah it literally takes me, I think, like an hour.
All right, so
I'm just giggling at the 12 enhance abilities I have in my inventory right now. I enhance charisma. Always. All the time.
Also, if you need to make an Arcana check, let me know. I can give advantage.
Before we all get crazy distracted, let's see.
Late.
I'll tie this in now. So, we'll go with a contact that you had in Sura, who kind of gave you some of the info on that tomb. We'll mention to you that they found what was a key that they think is used to get into the dungeon. It's the tomb or dungeon, whatever the hell Targata entombed himself in. They think they found the key to get in, and that it's available for you to purchase and pick up should you be interested.
Yes. So in the ledger of Sinclair's journals, there's a drawing of a key.
I see.
It's not so much a literal key. I haven't decided what shape it is, but it's used to get access.
Yeah. Kind of like the brick key that we had in the first dungeon.
Yeah.
The proximity key.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it would make sense in the region for a similar key to exist for another dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Behold, this brick, it is the key.
Basically.
That's how they get into cars. You have to present the brick to the car. All right, let's see. Other crap that I can think of occurring during the year. The war continues. Oh, right. Let's see. So it was springtime, so it loops back around. The lands along the north edge of the Bay of Koresh and the plains of Sargosh, all the way to Ur-Sargosh, the areas that had their fields burn inexplicably.
Mm-hmm.
It still sucks, but they have managed to get a harvest down.
Hey! Good for them.
So it sucks a bit less.
Yeah.
Yep. Good thing their fields didn't burn down. Be a shame if someone's twin brother were to do that again.
His head is in a glass jar on Rurik's desk. No, I'm kidding. He got the full body mount over the fireplace. I'm waiting for the day to use teleport with that knife.
Teleport with that knife? Oh.
You know, Rurik gave you his knife
Yeah.
made in his hometown so you can use it as a teleport focus.
Uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
okayed it.
Yeah. Haven't really had a need for it yet. I'm sure it'll be fine. They do have good steakhouse.
Now, let's see. Sargosh is doing a little bit better. Other crap. There is a big battle up north, taking place at the town of Kigal, where apparently both the War Master Droom and Aramina both took the field.
Huh.
But by the sounds of it, it sucked ass for everyone else. I mean, it was a glorious victory, each side claims.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Definitely wasn't a horrible slog where they both lost uncomfortably significant amounts of military resources.
Well,
Sorry,
these things happen.
I'm determining this stuff by dice roll. Bear with me. But it looks like the town of Kigal has been taken by Droom's forces, and let's see. So that would have been. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So at the before winter, there was that big clash at Kigal, and with the spring season, Droom's forces have pushed through to the fortified settlement of Pestor, right at the entrance to the valley of that Erlashala is situated in.
Okay.
There's also a lot of complaining among the workers and farmers about the shortage of manpower.
I see.
Is something not enough laborers? You know how the peasants be.
Do know how the peasants be.
But for now, that's all I got in terms of rumors. I'll see what I can concoct over the week.
All right.
But yeah, the big hook you guys got so far is over in Sura.
Alrighty.
Actually, speaking of which, let me guys get the clipped map of the area.
That'd be nice.
Especially because I finally got around to actually putting names on a lot of these towns.
Ooh. Neat. And saved.
I finally got the upriver section of that map looking nice.
Yeah,
It used to be too samey with the tiles.
fair enough.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
looks
do
good.
like- We're gonna go out into the plains of syrup.
But I believe that will conclude tonight's events.
Alrighty.